Welcome to Maverick Gun Works. Today I'm going to be shooting the Taurus Judge. Later on we'll take it to the shop and talk about it a little more in depth. But what I want to do now is demonstrate the versatility of this gun. We're going to shoot 5 different rounds and take a look at targets and see what the pattern looks like. Typically for a self-defense kind of situation, I'm about 10 yards from the target or so. And right now, first thing I'm going to use is a what I call snake shot or rat shot, I guess it is. It's number 4 shell, size of a 45 Colt with number 4 shot in it. We'll take a look at that first and see what we get on the pattern. Then we'll look at some other things too. We've got several different shells we're going to use. Okay, here we go. All right. Take a look at that one. Oh, and you can see this is a number 4 shot. We've got, I'll aim right at center mass. We've got it all over center mass and pretty much all over the whole silhouette right here. And surprisingly, I actually did not go to the next target, so it stayed everything into the center mass body size target here within about 10 yards or so. All right, let's see what happens with the next one. Okay, for the next one, we're going to step it up a notch. We have a number 4, this is a Federal, number 4, 410 shotgun shell. It's number 4 pellets in it. Just going to be more pellets than what we had before. We'll see if it makes a difference or how much difference it makes anyway. Let's take a closer look at that. It's Federal, it's number 4 self-defense shell. It must be difficult to put in. All right, here we go. I tell you, the trigger on this thing is a bit tough on some double action there. Okay, so we got the same size, number 4 shot, just more of them. Still the same, good pattern dispersed all over the whole thing. We got one flyer on the other side here. One hit the side. Hit the target on the other side. That's kind of, I guess, to be expected because you have more shot in the shell anyway. So we have to have a kind of an outlier here. They did cover a larger spread than the shot shell did for the 45 Colt. But you got a good pattern there anyway. Cuts definitely covers what you want to hit. All right, next we're going to back up here and we'll try. I think we'll use the. What is this I have here? All right, this is a Federal, I believe it is. It's a PDX-1. This is a self-defense round. This has a couple of discs in the front of it, and I believe it's 35 caliber balls behind the disc. So we'll put this on a different target and see what kind of holes we get in it. Whoa, that definitely made a difference. You see the 3 really nice size holes here. That's going to be 40 caliber disc, and then you've got several shot all around it. There's one here, 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 here. Those are the smaller pellets that's behind the disc. Definitely would be devastating on your target. All right. Then we still have a couple more. We're going to use these. These are, next one's going to be a little bit larger cartridges. I'll take it back. This one, first one I got, we'll use another shotgun shell. This is a number 9 bird shot, which is a Winchester AA, number 9 bird shot. Effective for snakes or mice, rats kind of thing. I wouldn't even use this on a squirrel, honestly, because I've tried this on squirrels before, and for 410 shotgun, it just makes the squirrel mad. You're better off using number 6s or even 4s on the squirrels. Squirrels have a tougher hide than most people realize they do. All right, so now we're going to use our number 9 birdshot. And that time we shot our target, same target we used for the self-defense shotgun shell with the large holes in it, so I could give you a good comparison. All right, now you can see we definitely have a little bitty holes here, number 9 shot, little bitty holes all over the paper. Even just at, at 10 yards or so, it definitely covers the whole target here. Even it's actually scattered to the next target over the little bitty holes over there. Our number 9 shot. It literally went from here all the way over to about halfway the target beside it. Okay. And we have one more cartridge we're going to show you how versatile this gun is. This next one will be the 45 long Colt. All right. And here we have the lead flat nose 45 long Colt cartridge. And we got a pretty good hole right there, right in the center. That's close to where I was aiming at anyway. So the sights are fairly well off in this one. There's your 45 Colt hole. So there you go. That kind of shows us the versatility of this Taurus Judge. So we've got 5 different types of shells in it. It shot all of them just fine. I personally would like to do something to the trigger on this thing. Trigger's not the most favorable in the world for accuracy, but for self-defense piece, it'll work just fine. We're going to take us back into the shop now and see if we can dig into it a little deeper. All right, welcome back to the shop. Hope you enjoyed the range time. I know we talked about the trigger being a little difficult, and right now we have the Judge in front of us. We're going to go do a little deeper investigation and see if we can figure out what's going on with it. Anyway, Taurus is stationed, or say their head office, I guess it is in Florida, but the guns are actually made in Brazil. Okay? And they also own Rossi. A lot of folks don't realize that you buy a Rossi firearm is also part of a Taurus company. But anyway, here we have the gun we used at the range a while ago, and you can see we have the Taurus Judge. Chambers are empty. Alrighty. One thing I want to notice about it. The grip on this gun is really cushy. The ribs on here have a lot of good recoil absorption to them, so it works really well. It's not as abusive to shoot as you might think. The gun is a little bit heavy, I guess. It is a large frame gun. It has to be for a 14 and 45 shell, but because of the grip, it helps absorb a lot of the recoil. And our grandson, actually, when he was 10 years old, shot this gun, and he didn't have a problem with it at all. Just have a good grip on it. It works well. Anyway, I want to do something. Well, since we've been to the range, we'll talk about cleaning it also. We would do our typical cleaning kind of situation here, where we would run a solvent patch through each cylinder, each chamber in the cylinder, and then through the barrel. Let it set for 5 minutes or so. Come back with a clean, dry patch, and continue that process until everything comes out clean. We'll get all the lead and the gunpowder residue out of it, and follow that up with just a lightly damp oil patch to replace the lubrication on it. Anything more than that, you can think about all the components on the inside here, where operate the trigger mechanism, the locking lug, the hammer, all that operates together. So if you're going to go any deeper than that, you'd have to remove the side plate and clean out from the inside. Do the same process. Basically, we're cleaning out any dirt and grit, and put a little bit of lightweight oil in it, preferably a synthetic lube, for my personal preference anyway. All right, beyond that, let's do a little trigger pull test and get a better feel for why it seemed to be so cut and picking hard at the range. I noticed it's not the best trigger in the world from the factory, which most revolvers are going to be, especially if it's a double action revolver. And this one is such an animal. 9, 10, 12, and it bottoms out my gauge before it ever fires. So I'm guessing somewhere over 12 pounds from the factory anyway. And that's in double action. All right, now we're going to cock it and do our single action test, see what we're going to end up with on single action. And it's, here we go, it's 3, 4. Can you see 4.5 pounds before the single action even moves? And that's pretty stout. So I know that there are some things that can be done with this, and this gun is for sale in the shop, but I may end up doing some trigger work on it just to see what we can come up with. I know we can definitely make it better than what it is anyway, but it is effective as far as that goes for self-defense. You know, the gun is pretty much designed for self-defense. I want to say inside your home would be a good thing to use it for. And there are folks I know that carry these even bear hunting, for example. You can put your .45 Colt ammo in it, and it'll be effective for hunting also. Especially if you had a longer barrel. This is a fairly short barrel version. They make them in a lot of different barrel lengths, so that's an option for you too. And this particular model is good for the 2.5 inch 410 shotgun shells. And I have had a couple of examples that we will be using at the range, or have used at the range rather. This is a Winchester, the PDX-1, which is a self-defense round for 410s. Has a couple of solid brass slugs in here, and then behind that is a couple of I believe it's double or triple aught buckshot behind that. It'll be very devastating. Here we have more of a hunting type round. This is a Federal number 4 birdshot, I guess you'd be, or 4 buckshot. They're larger than the typical number 6 or 7.5 or 8 small birdshot, but not as large as your double aught buckshot. And then finally we have the famous 45 long Colt. Okay, so this gun is capable of shooting all that, no matter what orientation you put them in, as far as your one behind the other. You can mix match them. You can put all of one, or mix them every other one, whatever you want to do with it. It'll fire all just the same way. And there are another larger version of this that will shoot a 3-inch shell. I believe it's called the Raging Judge. It has even a longer cylinder where it shoots 3-inch shells. And with this one, we have the I'll flip around here so you see the Taurus label on the side of it. We have a fiber optic sight on the top, which is really good for daytime shooting. Gives you a good sight picture up down between the fiber optic sight and the notch on top of the back strap, the frame of the gun. And then that's this sight is easily changed also. You could easily put a tritium night sight on here if you wanted to, since it is dovetail configuration there. That pretty much concludes what I was going to talk about as far as the Taurus Judge goes. Hope you enjoyed the shooting at the range today, and if there's anything else you guys would like to hear about as far as different farms we've not covered yet, if you let us know, we'll see if we can dig something up and put on the video for you. Thanks for watching Maverick Gunworks.